All right, this is MAP4C, day 38, wrap-up day for Unit 4. This is hopefully going to be a short video that will set us up for what we're doing for the next couple of days, a little project to do, and then getting ready for the test in a couple of days. So 3-minute review are some review questions. So let's get at it. Find the quartiles. Remember what we do is split it in half. That's Q2. Second quartile. Take the average of those numbers, that's 22. And then the median of the first half is Q1, the first quartile, which looks like 16 and a half. And then here, Q3, the median of the second half of data looks like 28 and a half. And that's it. In the above data set, what percentile is the 29? Well, how many pieces of data are below? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 12. Fire that into a calculator, and that's right around 75%. So it's the 75th percentile. Good. Another question, indices, which we've been working with the last couple of days. What's the percent increase from that to that? And remember a little formula, new minus old over old. And new is 115.7, subtract old, which is 112.2 over 112.2. And bada boom, bada bing in the calculator, 3.1%. And again, this will give us a decimal 0.031, and then we change it to a percent by multiplying by 100. If something cost 20 bucks in 2010, what would it cost in 2011? Well, what we could do is figure out the increase. The increase was 3.1% of the $20, and that's like a grade 9% question. 0.031 times 20 is 62 cents, about, calculator. And so that's how much the raise went up 62 cents. So then the new price is $20.62. That's one way. We could actually, if you wanted to, and this is maybe your instinct to do this, is set up a proportion between 2010 and 2011 and do this sort of thing. We could have went, okay, in 2010, the CPI was 112.2, and 2011 it was 115.7. 2010 it was 20 bucks, and if you want to know how much that's going to cost in 2011, I could cross multiply that if I wanted to. If you remember that from previous grades, that would also work. This, I think, is more straightforward than that, but that is up to you. That's the 3-minute review. And now I wanted to chat a little bit about this project. There's 3 things that we're going to finish off this chapter with: some review, which was on the day 36 note. You've probably started that already, I hope. The test, which is going to be in a couple of days from now. And the project. We got 2 days allotted for this project, and I'm going to talk about this project. In this project, you're going to be doing a survey and collecting a sample. Okay, group of 2 or 3. Again, we've worked in these types of groups before. Hopefully, you're choosing different people to work with, not the same old folks all the time. The idea is you're going to fill out this page, and this page is a separate page that you'll fill out and hand in with your group. Choose a topic. It can be just about anything. Write a question that you'll try to answer with your research, and I'll talk about that in a second. What's your target population? Well, that'll depend on what your topic that you chose. Probably Northwestern students, but it might be something else. Here's some ideas for topics. So this would be my question, and I'm thinking back to my Restall Sports Awareness Index. My question is, are taller people more sports aware? Where sports aware is an index that I made up. And so the idea here is that you're going to ask some questions that will, the answers will go together to make an index of some sort. All right, and I'm going to use this as my example to explain what I mean here. So the taller people, well, that's pretty easy. I could just ask a question, how tall are you? That's going to give me my x coordinate. My y coordinate's going to come from my index that I made up. Now, if we think back to yesterday, or last day, we did this Restall Sports Awareness Index, and it was a bit silly, but there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, and these would be all questions that you'd ask your classmates, and then we did a calculation. This part would be your survey, along with the question, how tall are you? And they'd answer that. This would become my x coordinate of my scatter plot, and then my calculated value is going to become my y coordinate. So all of these questions go together in some formula that you make up on that project sheet to end up with an index value, and it's going to be your group's made up index. So if I go back to the wrap up day note here, I've got some other ideas, and I'll get back to those in a second. Oh, maybe I won't. And essentially, you use that idea to fill out that project sheet. Here are some more ideas. So this would be your question. Does working more lead to a bad school experience? So one question would be, how many hours do you work a week? That's your X value. Then you're going to ask 4 or 5 questions about school experience. One of them might be, what are your marks? How many times do you skip in a week? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like school? Where 10 is that you love it, and 1 is that you hate it, etc. And that would go into school experience. And then again, this is an index that you make up during the project. This is some other question. So altogether, your survey is going to have only 5 or 6 questions. Do people outgrow cell phone addiction? That's an interesting question. One of the variables might be age. So, how old are you? And then your survey, the rest of the questions, your 4 or 5 other questions, are going to talk about cell phone addiction. On a scale of 1 to 10, how addicted to your phone are you? How many texts do you send a day? Or whatever it's going to be. And then again, you're going to use these 4 or 5 questions for your Y value to come up with an index. Okay, here's another idea, and I think this one's maybe more serious. Does eating a healthy breakfast reduce stress? So you might ask people, how many times a week do you eat breakfast? And then your index value is going to be some sort of stress measure. And again, the index you get to make up. All right, this is what's going on in the next couple of days. I hope you have a little fun with it. Writing a survey is more work than you think, folks, so do a good job, discuss your questions, and improve your wording. We don't want any biased questions. That's it for this video. Have fun.